Page number 77, last paragraph. Consider a typical climb towards the summit on the last heights. You are sharing a rope with another climber. You form in. He cuts the steps in the hard ice. Then he belays and you inch your way up. The climb is grim. You strain every nerve as you take every step. Famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. They have also recorded how they needed just that help. Else, they might have given up. Breathing is difficult. You curse yourself for having let yourself in for this. You wonder why you ever undertook the ascent. There are moments when you feel like going back. It would be sheer relief to go down instead of up. But almost at once, you snap out of that mode. There is something in you that does not let you give up. The struggle, and you go on. Your companion keeps up with you. Just another 50 feet or 100 maybe. You ask yourself, is there no end? You look at your companion and he looks at you. You draw inspiration from each other. And then, without first being aware of it, you are at the summit. In this paragraph, it is talking about friendship or sharing the deeds. Climbing mountains also gives us a lessons in comradeship. That means friendship. He gives an example. While climbing, two persons have to share a rope. One climber holds the rope firmly or strongly, while the other climber cuts the steps in the hard ice. Then he fixes a rope, and the other climber moves very slowly and carefully up. Famous climbers have left records of the help given by others. A single man cannot simply think of being a climber. It's not only the physical difficulties which will deter him. The difficulties are emotional too. In all those moments, the comrades draw inspiration from each other. There need a give and take policy. While climbing the mountain, one should look after the other also. Looking round from the summit, you tell yourself that it was worthwhile. Other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. The surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. Below, you see vast valleys sloping into the distance. It is an ennobling, enriching experience to just look down from the summit of a mountain. You bow down and make your obeisance to whichever god you worship. I left on Everest a picture of Guru Nanak. Rawat left a picture of goddess Durga. Fudoji left a relic of the Buddha. Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cane, means a heap of rocks and stones in the snow. These are not symbols of conquest, but of reverence. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. Now, looking down from Everest, the climber feels that the effort was worthwhile. They can see other silvery peaks appear through the clouds. Why is it called silvery? It may be because of the fog that appears on the peak, or it may be the clouds. If you are lucky, the sun may be on them. The surrounding peaks look like a jeweled necklace around the neck of your summit. So they imagine that the surrounding peaks look like a jewelry or an ornament worn around the neck of the other summit or the other peak. And we can see a vast valley sloping around the distance. It is an elevating or enriching experience to just look down from the peak of a mountain. So you have to imagine you are at the top of a mountain and just watching the vast area of mountains and peaks around there. And while bowing down your head, you can see we are worshipping, or you are worshipping, the God Almighty from there. Now here the narrator was saying about some of the things they left there on the Mount Everest. He himself left a picture of Guru Nanak, and the other mountaineer Rawat left a picture of Goddess Durga. Fudoji left a relic of the Buddha. Relic means an idol of Buddha. Then Edmund Hillary had buried a cross under a cairn, means a heap of rocks and stones in the snow. These are not symbols of conquest but of reverence. And what is the meaning of reverence? Homage. Reverence means homage, as part of respect. Cairn means a heap of rocks and stones arranged one above the other. The experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. So after experiencing the task of completing, we will definitely have a change to us. We will feel a sense of courage and wisdom, a sense of hope, and after all, a feeling that you achieved something. Isn't it so? experience of having climbed to the summit changes you completely. There is another summit. It is within yourself. It is in your own mind. Each man carries within himself his own mountain peak. He must climb it to reach to a fuller knowledge of himself. It is fearful and unscalable. It cannot be climbed by anyone else. You yourself have to do it. The physical act of climbing to the summit of a mountain outside is akin to the act of climbing the mountain within. The effects of both the climbs are the same, whether the mountain you climb is physical or emotional and spiritual. The climb will certainly change you. It teaches you much about the world and about yourself. I venture to think that my experience as an Everester has provided me with the inspiration to face life's ordeals resolutely. Climbing the mountain was a worthwhile experience. The conquest of the internal summit is equally worthwhile. The internal summits are perhaps higher than Everest. H.P.S. Ahluwalia. Now here, the narrator was saying about the summit within. What is that? Each man has within him his own mountain peak. That is his inner conscious of mind. It is fearful and unscalable. What is the meaning of unscalable? Which cannot be climbed. Yet no one else but that man has to do it himself. And climbing this inside peak is like climbing Everest too. The effects are the same. Both the climbs change you. The internal summit is perhaps higher than Everest. What is the meaning of akin? Akin means similar. Venture means dare. Ordeals meaning painful experiences, and resolutely means with determination. So with great determination one has to climb the summit within himself, and that is what? That is the inner mind. So that's about the chapter The Summit Within by H.P.S. Ahluwalia.